Please direct your attention to the field for the senior recognition, which is about to begin. Please join Georgetown Hoyas head baseball coach, Edwin Thompson, as we recognize this year's seniors. From Davis, California, catcher Adam Diakowitz. Adam is graduating with a degree in psychology and a minor in theology, and he's joined by his parents, Jack and Rachel Diakowitz. Adam has spent 4 years on the Hilltop, and over those 4 seasons, he's appeared in 67 games. Starting in 44 of them, Adam has been a vital part of our program, and we wish him well in his future endeavors. Congratulations, Adam. From Medford, New York, Andrew Chico. Andrew will graduate with a degree in political economics, and he's joined with his parents, Pam and Rich. Andrew has spent 4 years on the Hilltop, playing 2 of those years due to the pandemic and an injury during his senior season. Andrew has appeared in 78 games, starting in 77 of them. Andrew has been a leader in our program during his time here, and we wish him well in his future endeavors. Congratulations, Andrew. From Westfield, Massachusetts, pitcher Carter Cousins. Carter will be graduating with a degree in finance and is joined by his parents, Mike and Carol Cousins. In his time as a Hoya, he has been an essential part of the program's success, and we wish him best of luck with all his future endeavors. Congratulations, Carter. Next up, from Pleasantville, New York, pitcher Carson Fry. Carson will be graduating with a degree in business administration with a major in finance. Carson is joined by his parents, Jonathan and Noel Fry. Carson has been a part of the program for the past 4 seasons, and he has made 24 appearances on the mound for a total of 37 innings. Carson boasts a career ERA of 1.95. Carson has been a key part of building this program, and we wish him well with his future endeavors. Congratulations, Carson. From Pinesville, North Carolina, Alex Fenton. Alex will graduate with a master's in management. This was Alex's first season on the Hilltop. In his time here, he has made 11 appearances on the mound. Thank you, Alex, for everything you've given to Georgetown. We wish you the best of luck with all your future endeavors. Congratulations, Alex. From Falmouth, Maine, please welcome Cam Garino. Cam will graduate with a degree in sports industry management, and he is joined by his parents, Peter and Elizabeth Garino. Although this is Cam's first season on the Hilltop, he greatly influenced the success of this program. We would like to thank Cam for all his contributions, and we wish him all the best in his future endeavors. Congratulations, Cam. From La Mesa, California, Austin Crutchmar. Austin will graduate from Georgetown with a master's in sports industry management. In Austin's first season with the Hoyas, he has played in 43 games, starting in all 43 of them. Austin has been a key player for this year, and he will be missed on and off the field. We wish him luck in his future and endeavors. Congratulations, Austin. Please welcome from Holmeswood, Illinois, Zahid Walker. Zahid will graduate with a master's in sports industry management. This is Zahid's first season with the Hoyas. Zahid boasts a .341 average this season in 19 contests played. We would like to thank Zahid for all his contributions to the program, and we wish him with the best in his future endeavors. Congratulations, Zahid. From Miramar, Florida, please welcome outfielder Ubaldo Lopez. Ubaldo will graduate from Georgetown with a master's in management and a certificate in lean and agile practices. He is joined by his parents, Ubaldo Lopez and Giselle Ramos, along with his sister, Christina. Over Ubaldo's 2 seasons on the Hilltop, he has been a key contributor to the success of this program, playing in a total of 94 games and starting 91 of them. Ubaldo is second in program history in home runs with 34. Ubaldo's presence will be missed on and off the field next season. We also wish him with his future endeavors. Congratulations, Ubaldo. From Newton, Massachusetts, please welcome Cam Meyer. Cam will graduate with a master's degree in finance and is joined by his father, Doug, and sister, Stephanie. Over his 2 years on the Hoyas, Cam has appeared in 43 games, starting in 41 of them. In a short period of time, Cam has had great impact with the program, and his absence will not go unnoticed. We wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors. Congratulations, Cam. Please welcome from St. Augustine, Florida, pitcher Colin Gardner. Colin will graduate with a Master's of Science in Finance and is joined by his parents, Doug and Lori Gardner. In 2 seasons on the Hilltop, Colin has been a key contributor on the mound with a total of 51 strikeouts. We would like to thank Colin for his impact on the program's success and wish him the best of luck with his future endeavors. From Staten Island, New York, please welcome Angelo Diacuto. Angelo will be graduating with a master's degree in management and is joined by his parents, Anthony and Gabriella, and his sister, Bella. In Angelo's first year with the Hoyas, he has appeared in 19 games, starting 12 of them. Angelo has been a vital part of the program's success this season, and we wish him the best of luck with all of his future endeavors. Congratulations, Angelo. Please welcome from Marblehead, Massachusetts, pitcher Garrett Keogh. Garrett will be graduating with a master's degree in financial economics, and he's joined by his parents, James and Karen, sister Brooke, and brother Shane. Garrett has been with the Hoyas for the past 2 seasons, and during his time on the Hilltop, Garrett has appeared in 28 games. We would like to thank Garrett for his contributions to the program on and off the field. We wish him the best of luck with his future endeavors. Congratulations, Garrett. Next up, please welcome from Flossmoor, Illinois, pitcher Kyle Sally. Kyle will be graduating with a master's in sports industry management, and he's joined by his parents, Christian and Kimberly, his sister Courtney, and his brother Kendall. With the Hoyas, Kyle has appeared in 32 games in the past 2 seasons, playing a total of 34.2 innings. Kyle has become an integral part of the program over the past 2 seasons, and we wish him the best with all of his future endeavors. Congratulations, Kyle. From San Jose, California, please welcome pitcher Tyler Reed. Tyler will be graduating with a Master's of Science in Integrative Medicine. Tyler joined the Hoyas this year and has made an immediate impact on the program. leading the team in saves with 6. We thank Tyler for his contributions on and off the field, and we wish him well in all of his future endeavors.
Pushed the Whole Foods lunch a little too late.
Fans, let's give a big round of applause to our Georgetown Hoyas graduating class.
I am, Mike.
At this time, fans, we'd like to congratulate the Butler Bulldogs graduating seniors. Congratulations and best of luck in your future.
I'm afraid to change my just stay the same because the car company is flipping the bird.
Whoa. Dogs are funny. I get it. Those dogs are so funny. Bless you. Which one's yours? I just love her including.
welcome to the Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. It's time for Big East action as Georgetown welcomes in Butler in the second of 8 3-game series. Howdy, baseball fans. Jeremy Hubert here with you as the Hoyas looking for a second straight win over Butler. Got a 3-2 victory last night. Hoyas scored 3 in the second, made it hold up despite a late Butler rally. We'll see if they can do it again tonight with Jake Bloss on the mound. Jump into our starting lineups. Butler Bulldogs on the season 9-36, 2-10, 2-11 in conference play under head coach Blake Beamer in his first year. He'll set this lineup. Batting leadoff, the center fielder, number 12, Joey Urban at the shortstop spot, and batting second, it's number 4, Carter DeRiggi. In the third spot, right fielder, number 13, Xavier Carter. Batting cleanup, left fielder, number 27, Scott Jones. In the 5 spot, it's number 23, the third baseman, Colin All. Catcher, number 22, Garrett Gray, bats 6th. First baseman, number 10, Ryan Halloran. He's your number 7 hitter. DH number 33, Lucas Galdoni, hits 8th. And in the number 9 spot, it's Jake DeFries, the second baseman, wearing number 5. Edwin Thompson, in his third year for Georgetown, sets this lineup in the field. It'll be Ubaldo Lopez in left. Zaid Walker making his first start since March in a series against Hartford on the 11th doubleheader that day. He will be out in center field again, while Jake Hyde is in right. Christian Ficca at first base. Michael Eze at second. Austin Kretschmar at shortstop. Angelo Diacunto at third base. Owen Carpellotti again behind the plate. And Jake Bloss on the hill. Bloss comes in with the best ERA of all Hoyas pitchers that qualify on the campaign. His 11 appearances, 10 of those starts, 1 complete game. Bloss, 2.14 ERA, 6-3 record, 59 innings pitched, 42 hits allowed, 18 runs, 14 of those earned, 19 walks, 71 strikeouts, as batters hitting just .202 against him. Time to get this one underway. Glad to have you along again. Another beautiful night for baseball here in our nation's capital, as Urban will stand in. Butler in their grays with pinstripes today. Hoyas in their white pants and navy blue tops, as Bloss has it. And it is time for some baseball here in D.C. as Bloss delivers, and that is swung and missed by Urban. First pitch time, 6:31 Eastern. Sixth of May, Kentucky Derby, getting ready to go, I believe, soon, as Bloss delivers and misses off the corner. Umpires tonight, behind the plate, it's Mark Rowan. Bill Worthington down at first. Keith Seghetti is at third. Seghetti behind the plate last night. 1-1 pitch, as is fouled off. And up over on the Little League field. Remember, here at the Nats Youth Baseball Academy, this is the big field, but 2 other fields. Softball field that the Hoya softball team plays on, and a Little League field. Kind of takes some of the foul balls. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. So just that quickly, Urban down on strikes. Good start for Jake Bloss.
Shortstop, number 4, Carter DeRiggi.
Here's Carter DeRiggi. He was 0 for 4 with a strikeout last night. Made a couple very good plays in the field, including looked like might be a web gem that was called safe on a Jake Hyde single, as that's called a strike. Oh-1. That's hit the other way. That's going to poke through as Kretschmar tracks it down and keeps it from getting out to Lopez, but no more, as an infield single by Carter DeRiggi. Got to make him feel good. Just pokes it through. Not very hard hit, but doesn't need to be. Base runners on as possible against Bloss, who was so great in his last outing against St. John's. As DeRiggi takes his lead down at first. Xavier Carter at the plate, who takes outside for ball 1. In that matchup against the Red Storm, the loss through 7 innings, allowed just 1 hit, no runs, a walk and 12 strikeouts, as the Hoyas took the nightcap of the doubleheader. 1-0. That's fouled off by Carter. Carter, one of 2 Butler hitters to have multiple hits last night. He and the guy behind him in the lineup, Scott Jones, both went 2 for 4. Throw over and Fick put the tag on. Head coach Blake Beamer coaching first. Don't normally see that. Normally if the coach is on base, as that's fouled straight back, makes the count 1-2. He's over at third. Talking to Coach Beamer, had a good conversation with him before the series started, and he said, look, I fully admit and tell the team that if they had, a 25-year veteran coach, they'd probably have a few more wins this year. I've made some mistakes, but we're getting better as a team. That's what he's happy about. 1-2. That's hit out. Slow roller. Going to be tough. Kretschmar gets rid of it, and they'll get the out at first base as DeRiggi down to second with 2 outs.
Left fielder.
Handle shot there. Almost trouble, but a good defensive play by Kretschmar gets at least 1 out. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Scott Jones. Jones, transfer, former JUCO player at LSU Eunice. Part of a Division II national championship in the JUCO ranks. Bloss delivers, misses up high. Jones comes in hitting .284. Four triples, 2 homers for Jones, 13 RBI. 1-0. That's roped out to left field. That's going to fall in. Lopez will not come home with it as he goes into second base. And an RBI single for Scott Jones as Butler, for the first time this series, has a lead. Bulldogs up in the Hoyas, 1-0.
Colin All.
I'll bring up Colin All. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Jones's RBI is 14th of the season. Runner goes, swung on and missed, throw down off the mark, and in there at second base is Jones. So he gets himself into scoring position. If Carpellotti had put that one on the bag, he had a shot, but it was well off to the left of the bag, and as they had no chance to bring the tag back and get the out. All comes in hitting .214. 0-2. That's foul tipped off the mask of Carpellotti. So all able to stay alive. Colin out of Lafayette, Indiana. 6', 205 senior. He came in as a catcher, but has been moved over to third base. And we talked about it last night. Hoyas know that scenario all too well. Right side of their infield came in as catchers, both Eze and Ficca. Bloss comes home 0-2. That's fouled off, so all staying alive. First season for Edwin Thompson back in 2021. Not a lot of preseason. I believe 9 practices before their first game due to COVID restrictions. Bloss delivers the 0-2 again. Breaking ball, that'll miss up high. Smacks his mitt, unhappy. Didn't get that one where he wanted it. But both Michael Eze, Christian Ficca got into the starting lineup, came into the Hoya program as catchers, and were quickly moved off those spots to other spots, but in the lineup as that's in there for strike 3 as Rowan punches him out behind the plate, but Butler breaks on the board first with a Scott Jones RBI single. We played a half here in D.C. Butler up. Hoyas coming to the plate. Back in D.C., let's go ahead and take a look at our lineup for the Hoyas. Edwin Thompson sets it this way, a familiar one. Top 7, same as last night. Owen Carpellotti, the catcher, batting first. Ubaldo Lopez in left field batting second. Right fielder Jake Hyde, he bats sixth. Bats number 6, he bats third. Michael Eze again in the cleanup spot playing second base. Christian Ficca batting fifth at first base. Austin Kretschmar off a 3-for-4 night last night. He's shortstop batting in the number 6 spot. The 7th batter is third baseman Angelo Diacunto. Zaid Walker into the lineup tonight in center field and batting 8th, while Jordan Kahn is at the DH spot. He will bat 9th against the defensive alignment for Butler. Be Scott out in left, Urban in center, Carter in right, all at third. DeRiggi is at shortstop. DeFries at second base. O'Halloran is at first. Gray is behind the plate. And on the mound, it is Corey Bosecker. Bosecker on the season, the senior, 5 points, 3.1 ERA, 0-7 record, 11 appearances, all-stars, 57 and 2/3 innings, 54 hits allowed, 51 runs, only 34 of those earned, 25 walks, 55 strikeouts, opponents only hitting 247 against him. 9 wild pitches, 11 hit by pitches on the season. Carpellotti in, and Bosecker out of the stretch delivers, and he is in for strike 1. Bosecker kind of the ace of this staff in some ways, despite the fact that he's never won a game at Butler. But he's the guy that throws the most innings and has kind of been let down a little bit as Owen swings through that one. Looking at some of the recent starts for Bosecker, pretty impressive. Here comes the 0-2. Bosecker delivers, and that'll miss high and outside. His last outing came against Creighton. Took a no decision. He pitched 6 innings, allowed 2 hits and 2 runs. As that'll miss high and inside. Left the game in a 2-2 game, and Creighton immediately scored 3 in the 7th after he left the contest. So a lot of situations like that, but Bosecker's been the guy that kind of leads the way for their pitching staff, hoping to get his first win tonight. 2-2 pitch, that'll be in there for strike 3 as Carpellotti goes down looking for out number 1.
Number 45, Ubaldo Lopez.
But looking at those numbers, it was just amazing. And the ERA over 5, but had some very good outings this year, and he is, again, 0-7 last year in the season, 0-7 this year. As Lopez steps in, Ubaldo takes for a strike. Tough night for Ubaldo last night, went 0-4 with a pair of strikeouts. Lefty pitcher on the mound hoping to get himself back going. 0-1. That'll be high. I'm thinking for Edwin Thompson, you'd love to see top part of your lineup get going. They kind of struggled last night. A 1-1. That misses inside as the ball had to kick the legs back, avoid the pitch. Two one. That'll miss inside, so count goes to 3-1. Yeah, last night Carpellotti had a hit in his final at bat. But before that, the top five in the lineup only had 2 hits, both from Eze. 3-1. That's hit out to left field, but looks like it's playable for Scott as he'll catch it in front of the warning track for out number 2.
Right fielder, number 6, Jake Hyde.
Here comes Jake Hyde. Another phenomenal season for the Hoya right fielder. Only a junior, .330 hitter. Leads the Hoyas with hits with 60. 10 doubles, 2 triples, 14 homers as Hyde takes for ball 1. Jake's got 48 RBI, leading the team in that category. Lopez leads him by 1 in homers. Shift employed again by Butler as Hyde will try to hit it over the shift. Carter going back, and it'll be caught in center field by Urban. So a 1-2-3 inning for Butler. We're through 1 in D.C. Bulldogs up on the Hoyas 1-0. Top of the second inning as Butler leads Georgetown 1-0.
Garrett Gray.
Important one in the schedule for Georgetown against the last place Bulldogs. They've been feisty. 2 wins on the season in conference play as Blas delivers and swung on and missed by Gray for strike 1. Blas delivers, and that is in there for strike 2. Gray. A base hit and an RBI last night really salvaged his night as he struck out in his previous 3 at-bats. Here comes your 0-2. That's hit weakly out to shortstop on a hop, played over, and in time for out number 1.
Smith. Number 10, Ryan O'Halloran.
Here comes Ryan O'Halloran. O'Halloran comes in hitting .200 on the year. Bloss delivers, and that is swung on and miss for strike 1. A 1 goes up the ladder and swings and misses for strike 2. Bloss delivers, and that it will miss up high. Interesting, a couple times we've seen early in the game, those throws coming from the left side, going right out of the sun. I think maybe Fick is okay, but Eze had a little issue. I could see him blocking his eyes when he was taking a throw in from left field. 1-2 from Bloss. That is in there for strike 3. Third K of the game for Bloss.
Number 33, Lucas.
And his second looking. Here comes Lucas Galdoni, the DH. Bloss delivers. Galdoni swings and misses for strike 1. Galdoni, 6'4", 235, senior. Two-way player, pitcher and a hitter for this Butler squad. Comes in hitting 167 so far this year. A 1 pitch coming up. That'll miss up high. Last year, Galdoni made 16 appearances on the hill, 54 at-bats. Actually earned a save last year in the Bulldogs' win over the Hoyas. 1-1. That's in there for strike 2. Galdoni out of Hawthorne Woods, Illinois. Another Midwestern player, which Blake Beamer talked to him. He said, look, it's kind of where I've been. I'm comfortable here getting guys out of the Midwest. That's where we're going to look to focus on. They have picked up some other guys from around, as you see in the college baseball game. Guys are looking for opportunities. 1-2 pitch, and piece of pine for Mr. Galdoni as he swings and misses. Second strikeout of the inning, fourth of the game for Bloss. 1.5 done in D.C. Butler up on Georgetown, 1-0. Eze, Fick, and Kretschmar, your three hitters coming up for the Hoyas here in the bottom of the second inning. Those three combined for 5 hits yesterday. Eze will pop this one out of play. as they had the only Hoya extra base hit yesterday with a double. Ficca did not have a hit, but scored a run, also reached on a walk. Here's the 0-1, as Mike doesn't go after that one, called a strike. As they comes in, hitting .307. So he's down 0-2. Bosecker delivers, misses way outside. Long look in from Bosecker. He delivers the 1-2 and swung on and missed for strike 3.
First baseman.
Second K of the game for Bosecker. Here comes Christian Ficca. Of course, senior night tonight for the Hoyas. A whole bunch of Hoyas out there getting their jerseys, getting to walk out with their families, as Ficca will be hit by a pitch. So the Hoyas have their first base runner.
Number 9, Austin Kretschmar.
So to give an opportunity to Kretschmar, who was one of the Hoya heroes last night. 3 for 4, scored a run as well. Talked about it before. That's been an issue for Bosecker, as he's hit 11 batters, now 12 on the campaign, as that almost up high. Ficca, not a huge base running threat. 3 for 3 on the season. It's in for a strike. And Hoyas, when they run, they are almost always successful. But that lineup high is 3 for 4 on the year, as a 15 of 16. Ficca 3 for 3, so they do it in key times and normally can get there. Fouled back, so count goes to 1-2 on Austin Kretschmar. Comes into this one hitting exactly .300. 10 doubles, 7 homers, 37 RBI for Kretschmar. One-two. That will miss. Bosecker thought he had that one. I think Kretschmar, you saw the quick clutch, as Mark Rowan calmly explains to the Butler dugout, I believe, where that one was. So 2-2 coming up with 1 out. Butler with the 1-0 lead, as misses outside. So count will go full at 3-2. Angelo DiAcunto on deck. Big pitch coming up here. Throw over. And no tag. Actually, tag was applied, as Ficca back in standing. Throws over again. Bosecker out of Evansville, Indiana. Last year, he led the Bulldogs in starts with 14. Pitched to a 6.75 ERA, so he has improved in that area this year. 3-2 as Kretschmar takes inside for ball 4, as Ficca was on the move. So the Hoyas have 2 on, as DiAcunto will come to the plate.
Number 27, Angelo
DiAcunto, been a bit of a revelation for the Hoyas, the transfer from Holy Cross. Of course, expected Cam Meyer to be their starting third baseman this year. Meyer injured, both he, really the whole left side of the infield. Andrew Chufo went down early in the season too. Pitch to Angelo, foul down the line, but kind of moved through a few guys over there. At one point they tried Christian Ficca over at third base, and didn't work all that well. And Edwin Thompson eventually told me, he said, look, you know, you've got a plus defensive first baseman in Ficka. Don't really want to weaken yourself at a few spots. Here's your 0-1. Breaking balls in there for strike 2. Marco Castillo got some time down at third base, and DeCunto has come in, had good at-bats, and been serviceable over there at third base. Former catcher, but has made the plays they've needed him to make. Now they could use a play at the plate, finding some green grass for a base hit. Bosecker delivers. That misses outside. Zaid Walker is on deck. Walker been limited to pinch hitting duty after a hand injury earlier in the year. Put him out for about a month and a half, but they've kind of gotten him back. This is his first starting assignment since back in March. Bosecker holds, now delivers the 1-2 as Angelo stays alive. Boy, dugout having some fun. I think they were just doing the old skull chant you see the Viking fans and the, I believe, Norway soccer team does. Clapping over the head. Throw back to second base and Ficka back in. Good time to let you know that the field here, no natural surface, all turf. The red you see, not dirt, that's just turf painted red. While the green, that's not grass, that's just turf. 1-2, breaking ball, that's hit the other way, could be trouble, but that is fading foul and off the netting down the line. So Diacunto hanging tough. One good thing about that for the Hoyas, they practice here, so they're used to the field now, but a little bit better when it comes to dealing with rainouts. Hoyas really pretty much able to get their games in, barring kind of torrential downpours this year. 1-2 as Diacunto swings through it for strike 3 and the second out of the inning. Third K of the game for Bosecker.
Walker.
So big chance for Zaid Walker in his first start back in the lineup. Transfer from Michigan State. Came into the season as the starter, but got banged up and ceded to Andrew Bergeron in center as Walker takes for a strike. Walker, back in 2021, was named the All-Big Ten third team for the Spartans. Won the Kirk Gibson Offensive Player of the Year award for Michigan State. This year hitting .341 limited action, 19 games, 13 of those starts. And time called. That's going to be a pitch clock violation. So automatic ball. So 1-1 coming up. Here it is as Walker hits it to second base. DeFries is there, steps on the bag, and extinguishes the Hoya threat. Georgetown leaves 2. After 2 complete, it's Butler 1, Georgetown nothing. Good news. Congratulations to the Hoya lacrosse team. Georgetown beating Denver in the Big East Championship game 14-5. Their second big win over the Pioneers this year. So they are moving on to the NCAA tournament. I believe the fifth straight year the Hoyas will be in the big dance. As Jake DeFries takes the ball high. Jake Bloss making the start tonight. Butler got to him early with a pair of singles in the first, as that's in there for strike one. Pair of singles with a Carter DeRiggi stolen base. Got him in scoring position, able to come in on the Scott Jones single for the RBI. As that's in for a strike, makes the counts 1-2. Bloss is 1-2. That'll miss up high. Host of scouts here tonight. We've been told 27 to look at Jake Bloss, the former Lafayette pitcher. Transferred to the Hoyas as that breaking ball is in there for strike three. Fifth strikeout of the game for Bloss.
Center fielder, number 12.
Three of those looking. As he's starting to lock in. As back to the top of the lineup. And the first strikeout victim of the game for Bloss, Joey Urban, as he will take a ball. Here's the 1-0. Swung and miss for strike one. Bloss, 6'3", 205-pound grad student out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Spent last year, good year with Lafayette. 11 appearances, all those starts. He delivers the 1-1. That'll miss. 6-3 record, so what he has right now, ERA was higher at 3.57. 1.53 whip last year. Pitched 58 innings, so already over that mark. Bloss won first team All-Patriot League, as that'll miss low. So had those honors as well. As count goes to 3-1. Bloss tries to avoid the free pass, and that's on the corner for strike two. Getting that strikeout to walk rate, pretty spectacular for Bloss. 71-19. 3-2 pitch. That's fouled away, so Urban able to stay alive. Joey comes in with the 280 average. Urban, a nice player out of Florida and from Jupiter. Came into the weekend leading Butler in batting average, was tied there, doubles, homers, and RBI. Bloss is 3-2 again. That's hit the other way. That'll get foul. As a few young kids go chasing after that one. One thing is, coach kind of jokingly, Blake Beamer said he jokes with him, said just there's not a lot going on in his head during a game, but that's a good thing. He said, you know, he lets him play free, just doesn't overthink things, and has gotten some big hits for the Bulldogs. 3-2 pitch, that's hit down the left field line. That's going to be fair, going to be extra bases. Urban around first base, and he will cruise into second with a one-out double. As Butler has another man in scoring position.
Number 4, Carter DeRiggi.
Again, we know the Hoya offense is explosive, but right now, Hoya's struggling at the plate a little bit. He's comes to getting good contact where they're not at. Early on. Here's DeRiggi with a chance to put another one on the board for Butler as he takes a strike. DeRiggi singled his first time at the plate to the left side, kind of dribbled one through. Bloss is 0-1. Swung and miss for strike two. Late swing by DeRiggi. And he's at an 0-2 hole. Of course, these two know each other. Both played at Lafayette last year. Pitch by Jake. That's fouled back. You always have to wonder, former teammates. You see that more and more now. More movement in college baseball. What's the game of cat and mouse as Bloss throws an easy one over to Kretschmar at second base. No tag applied on Urban. But a guy in DeRiggi who got good seat to watch Jake Bloss work last year. What's in the file and what does Bloss know about any holes in DeRiggi's game? 0-2, breaking ball, that misses high. Coming into the night, Big East standings, UConn 9-3 atop the heap, though they should be wrapping up with Seton Hall if they haven't already. Xavier and Creighton came into the night tied for second at 9-4 in conference play. 1-2. That's fouled away. Seton Hall 7-6. Georgetown at 8-7. And you're going to have some uneven records. Some games didn't get played. Hoyas didn't play the final game of their series against St. John's. Also, Hoyas have a bye next week. So they'll be off on the weekend. Chance to rest up. Well, it should be a big week in Ohio. A couple midweeks, then could be a key series against Xavier. 1-2 pitch. That's going to be roped out to right field. Hyde will play it on a hop. He comes home with it, and the runner will stay at third, and he would have been a dead duck at the plate as Hyde put it right on the mark, but back-to-back hits for Butler have them in business with only one out here in the top of the third. So, plate beamer calling out his play. Let's see what the Hoyas do. DeRiggi's got some speed down at third. Throw over. But Carter's got power at the plate, so you would think they would see what they do exactly. Interesting to see how both teams play this one. Hoyas have the infield back, and that'll be on the outside corner for strike one. Last time out, actually back-to-back outings, Bloss threw 93 pitches. That followed up a 7-inning outing against Creighton. 0-1, breaking ball. That'll be in there for strike two. Carter, former San Diego State Aztec, ended up in Indianapolis with Butler. Bloss throws over, tag applied, and back in safely is DeRiggi. Urban down at third base as 5 of 7 on the year for steals, so a little speed too down there. Jones on deck. He has the RBI for Butler. Back in the first. Runner bluffs, swung and missed. And out on the play. First base occupied anyway.
Number 27, Scott Jones.
6th strikeout of the game for Jake Bloss. And now Owen Carpellotti looks over to the bench to see what Edwin Thompson wants here, whether Butler will try and steal a run. Runner goes, breaking ball, thrown down, he's safe. Runner at third stays. So now 2 in scoring position for Jones. Another stolen base for Butler. DeRiggi this time swipes it his 2nd of the game. Big spot here. And a pitch clock violation on Jake Bloss. Makes the count 1-1. That's low, going to get through. Runner's coming in, and it's going to be another run on the board. Up between the wickets. And that brings in Urban from third. Now Butler up on the Hoyas at 2-0. Again, that's baseball, but Bloss has been pretty dominant as of late, but now he's already surrendered 2 with a chance to give up 1 more. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball, that's low, as this time Carpellotti keeps it in front of him. Good hitters count for Jones. As that'll miss outside, so now Jones on base with the first walk allowed by Bloss tonight. And again, Bulldogs on the corners. We'll see if this time, as Carpellotti goes to the mound, whether Georgetown will, they'll play the runners on the corners this time. Last time they through, but runner did not go at third, and Bulldogs caught a break as
number 23
got a wild pitch that scored a run. Here comes Colin All looking for his first hit of the series. 0 for 4 last night with a pair of strikeouts. Started his day off today with a strikeout. Here's the pitch, runner bluffs, and that's in for a strike. Jones taking a nice lead off of first base with DeRiggi down at third. Throw over, tag applied, and he's safe. Garrett Gray on deck. That is in there for strike 2. So Bloss 1 pitch away from, again, limiting the damage. He tries to get that Hoya lineup back up, get those bats going. Throw to first, and tag applied, and safe is the call. Close play. DeRiggi dancing off third base on that pickoff attempt. Diacunto playing back again, and this one is going to get away. Runner's coming home, throw home, and that is a run. Vicka didn't catch it cleanly, and DeRiggi was all over it. He broke to the plate. And right now, the Hoyas' heads don't seem to be in this one, as they now trail at 3-0. Oh-2. And they'll say he went around, and that'll be strike 3, but the damage done as Butler scratches across 2 on a pass ball and a misplayed pickoff attempt. We head to the bottom of the third. Butler up on Georgetown, 3-0. Hoyas trailing 3-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. DH Jordan Kahn up at the plate, followed by the top of the lineup in Carpellotti and Lopez. Kahn shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. Seton Hall and UConn playing a classic right now. They're tied at 2 in the 11th inning. Bosecker delivers. That is going to miss inside. Kahn, the freshman from Orlando, Florida, 5'11", 165 pounds. Comes in batting .333 in limited action, as that's low for ball 2. This is his 6th start of the season, 14th appearance. Two-one, swing and a miss for strike 2. Bosecker delivers the 2-2. Kahn swings and misses for strike 3. 4th K of the game for Bosecker. Back to the top of the lineup, and Owen Carpellotti. Elsewhere in the Big East tonight, Villanova a 10-9 winner over St. John's, as Owen fouls the breaking ball off. St. John's led that one. 9-7 going into the 9th. 0-1 pitch. Carpellotti way out in front of that breaking ball. He's down 0-2. Before Villanova put 3 on the board. So Wildcats with a chance for the sweep tomorrow. 0-2. Carpellotti ropes this one. That's going to be in for a base hit. Jumped all over that 0-2 pitch. And man on for the Hoyas here in the bottom of the third.
Left fielder, number 45.
First base hit of the game. Here comes Ubaldo Lopez, who would love to get this one closer to the one swing of the bat. Bosecker delivers, and Ubi takes for a strike. Last home run for Lopez came in game one of the St. John's doubleheader. As he'll hit this one out to center field. Going back is Urban, but he looks like he's going to have room, and he does right up against the wall. So Baldo gave it a ride, but not enough. That's a long second out of the inning.
Number 6, Jake Hyde.
Bit of a power outage for the Hoyas somewhat. Since his 2-homer game against Mount St. Mary's, he's had just that one against St. John's. 1 homer in his last 8 games as Jake Hyde at the plate. He takes outside for ball 1. Bosecker's 1-0. Hyde takes for a strike. Hyde has not homered in his last 8 games since a 2-homer game against Mount St. Mary's on the 19th of April. 1-1. Hyde takes. That's a ball. Michael Eze on deck. And some sirens in the background. Here's your 2-1. Hyde fouls that one off. Nice pitch by Bosecker. That's one of the things, you get a little bit of that, and you kind of wonder with that pitch clock on you, trying to focus in and not let that kind of get to you. A little bit tougher maybe. Okay, ambulance out in right field going by as Hyde hits it the other way. Could be trouble where they're placed. Coming over, and that'll fall in foul. So both sides catching a break on that one as Hyde will go back to the plate. But ball does not drop in. There's not a lot of foul territory down that line. About maybe 5 to 10 feet from foul line to fence. Now, of course, kind of kicks out there past the dugout. A lot of foul territory. About maybe 50 feet past the bag, maybe a little bit more, but then it juts out. We've seen it, get balls or hit down the line that end up kicking out. It'll be an interesting play over there in left field. Big shift, 2-2 pitch as Hyde swings and misses for strike 3. As they say, caught cleanly. The first base occupied anyway. 3 complete in D.C. Butler up on Georgetown, 3-0.
Catcher, number 22, Garrett Gray.
O'Halloran, and Galdoni, your scheduled hitters here in the top of the fourth for Butler. Jake Bloss into his fourth inning of work. He delivers, and that'll miss up high for ball one. Already 7 strikeouts for Bloss, but he has allowed 4 base hits. As that's fouled back. 3 singles and a double. DeRiggi has 2 after an 0-for-4 night last night. Also, Hoya defense betraying Bloss just a little bit as well. 1-1. Swung and miss for strike 2. In the third, Butler runs coming in on a pass ball and an error by first baseman Christian Fick on a pickoff play and a really smart base running play by DeRiggi to make it hurt. 1-2. As he swung, Keith Seghetti rings him up on the appeal. And 8th strikeout of the game for Jake Bloss.
First baseman, number 10, Ryan O'Halloran.
Bloss delivers as O'Halloran fouls it back. Jake set his Georgetown high for strikeouts last time out with 12 against St. John's. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball that will miss. I believe I heard that his career high is 15. Set previously at Lafayette. Here's your 1-1. Breaking ball almost hits him, but does not. And O'Halloran up 2-1 in the count. Bloss delivers. That'll miss up high, and now count runs to 3-1. Galdoni on deck. Right now, the Hoyas could use a spark and a few runs. Going to get back into the dugout without giving up any more, as that's the second walk of the game. And so O'Halloran earns it. Second allowed by Bloss.
Lucas Galdoni.
So Galdoni coming up. Bloss delivers. That's in for a strike. Bloss, not a big walks guy. In his outings this year, just 2 outings with more than 2 walks. Walked 4 against Penn State, 3 against Villanova, as that misses outside. Looking by Bloss, throws over. A 1-0 count. Bloss delivers. That is in there for strike 1. Evens things up at 1-1. 1 out. Butler with a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Hoyas took last night's game 3-2. Scored all their runs in the 2nd inning. And then held on as Butler made a late run with 2 in the 9th. 1-2. That'll miss up high. Count goes to 2-2. Throw over, tag applied, and back safely is O'Halloran. 2-2 pitch. That's in there for strike 3. Galdoni can't believe it. That's strikeout number 9, his second of the game. Bloss with 9 Ks on the ledger. And that'll bring up Jake DeFries. Good news for the Hoyas is Connecticut beat Seton Hall 3-2, as that'll miss and a balk will be called. I think they're going to say that Bloss didn't stop. I think Bloss had a couple quick words for Keith Seghetti, the third base umpire, as Bill Worthington at first made that call. But important thing right now for Butler is they have a man in scoring position in O'Halloran. Here's the pitch. That'll miss up high for ball 1. That is in there for strike 1, evens up the count. And UConn with that walk-off win in 11 innings. One. That misses up high. Boy, is starting to get a few guys loose in the bullpen, which is kind of funny considering the fact that Bloss in some ways has been so dominant tonight, but Butler has out-executed the Hoyas, really. That's why they have the 3-0 lead. 2-1. That's hit down the left field line as Lopez gives chase, but well foul. So if the Hoyas can get the win tonight, as Bloss delivers the 2-2, that is low and no swing by DeFries. But with Seton Hall losing, dropping to 7-7, Hoyas can go to 9-7 and hop over the Pirates with a victory. Of course, two teams would be tied in the loss column. And now another pitch clock violation. And that'll be a base on balls. And the lineup flips over to Joey Urban.
Center fielder, number 12, Joey Urban.
I believe that's at least the second, maybe the third pitch clock violation on Bloss tonight. Keith Seghetti keeping the time. So Urban back up. Breaking ball, ties him up for a strike. Big batter here for Jake Bloss. Here's the 0-1, that's fouled off. So Bloss gets up early. 0-2. Let's see if Jake can get the put-away pitch here and get the Hoyas out of trouble in this frame. Comes home with the 0-2. That'll be fouled off as Urban spoils a good one. DeRiggi on deck. He's already has 2 hits on the night. But Jake Bloss trying to shut it down right here. Here's the pitch, and swung on and missed for strike 3. That is strikeout number 10 on the night in just 4 innings for Jake Bloss. But the Hoyas still chasing. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Butler up on Georgetown 3-0. Michael Eze trying to start things off for the Hoyas here in the bottom of the fourth inning. There's Corey Bosecker on the mound as he misses sign away for ball one. I mentioned it before, Bosecker has never won a collegiate game, despite some pretty good efforts. 0-7 last year, 0-7 currently this year as Eze swings through for strike one. Here's the pitch. Mike takes for strike two. Count goes to 1-2. Lefty delivers, and that is on the outside corner, but just off of it as Garrett Gray was ready to huck it down to the third. A little bit of a reprieve for Mike. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. Expecting Mark Rowan to ring him up. 2-2 as he takes outside, so count goes full to 3-2. Ficka on deck. 3-2 pitch as Eze swings through it for strike three.
First baseman, number 7, Christian.
6K of the game for Bosecker, who is looking like anything but a pitcher who's never won a collegiate game before. He has really shut down the Hoya lineup. Only one hit so far, that from Owen Carpellotti. Here's Ficka. As he'll miss outside for ball one. One-0. That's in there for strike one. One from Bosecker. Breaking ball is in there for strike two. Ficka didn't like it. Well, that one missed inside, but he's now down in the count. Here's the pitch as Ficka takes. That will just miss. Butler comes into this one with a 9-36 overall record. Hoyas 25-21. 2-2. That misses outside, so count will go full. Kind of doing some math and looking how things are kind of breaking down. Coming into this series and next, Hoyas 4 wins probably get them into the postseason tournament. 3-2 as Fickle pop it up on the infield. DeFreeze out in the grass, and he just makes the catch. Almost got away from him.
Shortstop, number
But he ends up snagging it for the second out of the inning. But that kind of a target for the Hoyas between the games against Butler and the games against Xavier. Of course, the way Xavier's playing right now, you would love to maybe get 3 against the Bulldogs, but right now the Hoya Bats have been silent so far in today's game. Only the 1 hit. See if Kretschmar can change things. As he takes strike 1. Bosecker locked in, and Blake Beamer would love to see his lefty come through today. He said he's just been our horse this year, kind of just eating innings and giving us chances to win. Has never really got that reward at the end of it. 0-1. Kretschmar fouls it off. He's down 0-2. I know this Hoya team has a rally streak in them, and only the 4th inning, but right now Bosecker is just kind of handcuffed at Hoya. 0-2 pitch. That's going to be hit out to center field. Going back is Urban. Makes the play in the gap for the 3rd out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Georgetown. 4 complete in DC. Butler up on the Hoyas 3-0.
Leading off for the Butler Bulldogs, shortstop, number 4, Carter Dorighi.
Dorighi Carter Jones, 2-3-4 against Jake Bloss into his 5th inning of work as Butler leads the Hoyas 3-0. Dorighi with a pair of hits so far, as he will have number 3. Carter Dorighi, after a rough night last night, 0 for 4 with a K. He is 3 for 3 tonight with a pair of singles. The bad news for the Hoyas is 2 times Dorighi's been on before. He's come around to score. Talked about results in the Big East already tonight. UConn a winner over Seton Hall. That's good for the Hoyas. As Carter at the plate, he'll take a strike. Villanova rallied past St. John's. So that draws the Wildcats a little closer to the Hoyas. Currently Villanova in 6th, behind Georgetown in 5th in the conference standings. 0-1. Breaking ball miss. Evens up the count at 1-1. And of course, it's important because top 4 teams make it. So right now, Seton Hall 4, Georgetown 5, Villanova in 6th. Right now, Xavier up on Creighton. Throw over. Tag applied. Back in time's Dorighi. But Xavier up on Creighton. they're in the fourth inning in Omaha. Musketeers leading that one 3-0. 0-1 as the runner goes. Throw, and that's off the mark. And another stolen base, but I'm going to say batter interference. They're going to send him back. Yes. Interference on the backswing by Carter, I believe. Hit Carpellotti, so that's going to send DeRiggi back. He caught him with the backswing. I believe that's what Mark Rowan's telling Blake Beamer. So runner goes back. Strike on the pitch. So 0-2 counts on Carter. DeRiggi back at first. Let's say it's a 1-2 count. Bloss delivers and swung on and missed for strike three. Second K of the game for Carter. And the 11th strikeout of the game for Jake Bloss.
Left fielder, number 27, Scott Jones.
Here's Scott Jones. Jones so far today has reached base both times. RBI single in the first, then walk, throw over, and back at times DeRiggi. Runner goes. Breaking ball almost hits him on and down at second base. Another stolen base for Carter DeRiggi. Able to keep DeRiggi from getting on the move in this one. Came in 9 for 10 as that's fouled away. Throw, tag applied, and back in is DeRiggi. The second stolen base of the game for DeRiggi as Jones waves at that breaking ball for strike two. I think earlier I said he had stolen a base in the first to get into scoring position. He actually advanced on the Carter ground out to shortstop and then scored on the Jones RBI single. But the last two times on, DeRiggi stolen second base. 1-2 pitch. That'll miss. Calling all on deck. Dangerous hitter in the cleanup spot for Butler. 2-2. Breaking ball will be hit out to shortstop. Kretschmar over, and a nice scoop by Ficka for the second out of the inning. But that advances DeRiggi over to third.
Baseman, number 23, Conley All.
So All still looking for his first hit of the series. 0 for 4 last night with 2 strikeouts tonight. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball will whiz by the helmet of All. Here's your 1-0. Fouled straight back. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball over the top of the head of All. As Bloss looks down at his hand and nods his head a little bit. So all up in the count 2-1 here in the top of the fifth inning as Georgetown trailing 3-0 to Butler. 2-1 pitch. That's fouled straight back. So count goes to 2-2. Butler this season, 2 conference wins. Both came against Seton Hall. Almost knocked off Creighton in a pair of games. Here's your 2-2. As all fouls this one away. That's going to get way over top of the land on the softball field, over top of the Nationals Baseball Academy building. Normally balls don't end up over there. They'll normally hit the roof of the building at worst. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, swung on, and they're going to say fouled it off. So he got a piece of it. So Carpellotti couldn't hold on. Owen shaking his head, I think saying no, but Mark Rowan said he got a piece of it, so all stays alive. Again, the 2-2 from Bloss. He will rope this down the line, and that is going to land in fair territory as DeRiggi again comes in, all chugging into second base. He'll be in. RBI double as Butler puts another one on the board. They lead the Hoyas 4-0 here in the top of the fifth.
Catcher, number 22, Garrett Gray.
So right now, in Butler, those bats were asleep last night till late. They've kept those hitting shoes on today, as that'll be on the outside corner against the Hoyas' best pitcher. So on and missed for strike 2. 6th hit of the game for Butler. They have struck out 11 times so far. But the numbers on the board, the important one, the 4 runs they brought in to the Hoyas 0. 0-2. That's hit the other way, but foul. Hoyas 7, 8, 9 in the bottom of the frame. 0-2 again. That'll miss up high. These series against Butler really swing the Big East standings this year. 1-2. That'll be off the outside corner. Hoyas are all headed into the dugout hoping, but I think that one did legitimately miss. Butler next gets UConn up in Stores next weekend, then they will host St. John's. But those 2 wins against Seton Hall could affect things later on. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3, but Butler puts another one on the board. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Bulldogs up in the Hoyas 4-0.
27, Angelo Diacuto.
Diacunto, Walker, and Kahn. Hitters for the Hoyas here in the bottom of the fifth. That one just a little bit outside. This counts 1-0. As foul tipped into the net. Of course, that made famous by Bob Uecker in Major League. Of course, Ueck still calling baseball games for the Brewers. A little bit of a reduced schedule from the past for Ueck. 1-1 will miss outside, but 89 years old, Bob Uecker. So a legend in Milwaukee and throughout baseball. 2-1. And that's on the outside corner for strike two. Of course, some great stories about Uecker. Of course, he's a great storyteller. So many appearances on The Tonight Show and all over, but some good ones on YouTube from Bob Costas about his former partner. 2-2 pitch as Angelo fouls it off. Other good stories from Uecker, from Norm Macdonald, the late comedian. Became friends with Uecker and told some pretty hilarious stories about chatting, with a little age gap between those two. 2-2 as Diacunto takes, so kind of go full at 3-2. Hoyas really only threatened back in the second. Put two men on there if he hit by pitch and a walk. 3-2 misses outside. So that's ball four. Now I think
That's four. That is four.
so right now.
That is four.
Right now, Brock Keener coming down from third base. He's there. The other umpires, they haven't come in. Our scoreboard had that as a 3-2 pitch. Edwin Thompson trying to plead his case. Now Keith Seghetti will come in. Now all the umpires will come together. So at this point, again, our scoreboard had 3-2. We've been off a little bit. The question right now is, again, the home plate umpire doesn't have it right. Yes, say that's ball four. And now Blake Beamer's going to come out and have his say. So at some point, I guess Beamer must have lost track of a pitch. And scoreman Mark Rowan must have lost track of a pitch. And it's still going on. And
Center fielder, number
he's not happy about that, but
Walker.
gets the right call as the guys in the booth and the Georgetown bench. So see if Hoyas can make it hurt. Walker at the plate. That'll miss outside for ball one. Walker fouls this one away. Evens up the count at 1-1. Walker put up some very good numbers at Michigan State. 1-1. He'll hit this to shortstop. Could be 2. Over to second for 1. Over to first base is not in time as Zaid beats it out. But Diacunto will be retired on the fielder's choice.
Number 12.
6-4.
Khan.
Here's the freshman Khan, DHing tonight. Boys going to start getting to work. Throw over, high throw, and Walker almost came off the bag. Now what happened there is Brock Keener was saying stay on the bag. O'Halloran didn't look like much of a deke, but he pulled his hand off. O'Halloran just didn't put the tag back on him as Kahn swings through for strike 1. Kahn had been having some pretty good at-bats for the Hoyas, but last night did not get in the lineup as the senior Adam Dapkowitz got the start at DH. Walker's going to go. Kahn pulls the bat back. Throw down. That is out in the outfield as Walker's going to head over to third base. As the Hoyas now have a man at third, and Blake Beamer going to come out and talk. Interesting conversation here. Don't know if he's upset with his middle infielders not being clear on that one. He's talking to them, and he's not happy, but interesting use of a timeout there, as you never know exactly how everything's coached up, but honestly, DeRiggi and DeFries have played some very good middle infield this week. They've made some big-time plays. A little miscommunication there. Gets through, gives the extra base, but we'll see if that slows down Bosecker at all. Been a pretty good rhythm tonight. As Kahn gets it down, little safety squeeze. Instead, they go to first base with it and get the out. So bunted it right back to the pitcher, and Walker didn't feel comfortable going home, so Kahn out on the bunt attempt.
Pitcher, number 41, Owen Carpelati.
So on Carpelati, try and get the run in from third and get the Hoyas on the board. As Owen fouls that one off. Zaid dancing down the line at third as that'll miss outside. Throw down. It hits him on the back. It's going to get away. Zaid coming home. Chance at the plate as he will come in standing. Carpelati told him to get down. Made it closer than it maybe should have been as DeRiggi got over there and got it home. But Zaid scores. Now, a ball that bounced off his back. Didn't get that far away, but it was far enough as he comes in for the first run of the game for the Hoyas. So no one on now for Carpelati with a 1-1 count. As way out in front is the Big O there. He's down 1-2. Lefty delivers as Carpelati holds up and does not go around. As Keith Seghetti. Looks like a little bit of razzing from the dugout, but looked pretty clear that Carpelati didn't go around, not even close. 2-2. As he'll rip it down the line, but that'll get foul. Lopez on deck. A little bit of action in the Butler bullpen. Pretty loose out there right now. 2-2 pitch, misses outside. No urgency for the Butler pen as of yet, as Bo Secker's pitched a pretty daggone good game so far. Could change quickly against this Hoya lineup, though. Full count, 3-2, as he'll hit it out to second base. DeFries fields and throws over in time for out number 3. Hoyas put one on the board. They still trail by 3, 4-1. Butler on top, through 5 complete. New pitcher on for the Hoyas. It's Carson Fry, the senior out of Pleasantville, New York. And Byram Hills High School, 6'1", 185. Fry on the campaign. He was part of senior night tonight. Carson currently pitching to a 2.84 ERA, 1-1 record, 11 appearances, all in relief, 1 save, 19 innings pitched, 18 hits allowed, 7 runs, 6 of those earned, 11 walks, 19 strikeouts. As opponents hitting .247 against Fry. We'll see bottom 3 in the order as he delivers, and that is going to miss to O'Halloran. O'Halloran, Galdoni, and DeFries, your scheduled hitters here for Butler, as that is in there for strike 1. It'll be hits weakly to shortstop, got to hustle, and it'll be in time. Another solid play in the field. Austin Kretschmar for out number 1. So night is done for Jake Bloss after just 5 innings despite 12 strikeouts. Matches that's Georgetown high against St. John's last week. And the pinch hitter's coming up.
Number 26.
It'll be Evan Parks.
Evan Parks.
Swing and a miss by Parks. Parks made the final out of last night's game. As that'll miss inside. Parks came on as a pinch hitter and struck out swinging as he takes there for ball 2. As Tyler Mead struck him out to end the Butler threat with the game-tying run on second base. 2-1. That's hit the other way, but foul. It was an interesting move as Billy Wirch had come on as a pinch hitter the inning before, and as that'll be fouled into the facing of the Hoyas dugout. But Wirch had come on and singled in the 8th inning. Kind of started a bit of a mini rally for Butler. Hoyes got out of that one, but the next inning, Bulldogs put 2 on the board. That'll be hit out to second base. Eze fields on the hop, throws over, and in time for the seconds out of the inning. So good job by Eze hanging with it on that short hop. So Jake DeFries will come up with 2 outs. As that'll miss. So again, Galdoni pinch hit for by Parks in the DH spot. 1-0. That'll miss it outside. Fry delivers the 2-0. Swung on and missed by DeFries. Elsewhere, the Big East tonight. Xavier up on Creighton 4-1 in the 5th inning. 2-1. That is in there for strike 2. So Fry trying to make quick work of the Butler lineup here in the top of the 6th inning. He delivers. Breaking ball be popped out of play. Remember, UConn a winner tonight as they beat Seton Hall in 11 innings in walk-off fashion. They moved to 10-3. Seton Hall drops to 7-7. As that is in there for strike 3 as DeFries goes down looking for the 3rd out of the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Carson Fry. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Georgetown trailing by 3. Butler up 4-1.
Left fielder, number 45, Ubaldo Lopez.
So Hoyes with a run on the board. He'll bring 2, 3, and 4 up in this inning. Lopez, Hyde, and Eze. As Corey Bosecker stays on for his 6th inning of work. He misses way outside. That actually looks, I believe, the exact same pitch he threw it open last inning before getting himself back in gear. And that one will break in for strike 1. Here's the 1-1. Lopez swings through that one for strike 2. On the season, Bosecker's season high, 6 innings. He's done it 3 times against Xavier, Seton Hall, and Creighton. So in Big East play, he is able to go a long ways. And that'll miss outside. On the season, Bosecker has allowed at least 1 run in each game. Pair of games, he only allowed 1 against Campbell, against Northwestern. As Lopez takes high. in the Campbell game, that was an unearned run. He actually struck out 10 that night against Northwestern, struck out 9. Did not take losses in either game. 3-2. Lopez takes, and that is going to be ball 4. Butler can't believe it as Gray with a hop. And now
Number 6,
Blake Beamer going to go out to the mound. And right now, I know Bosecker's not happy off that pitch. Thought he had strike 3. Now, interesting here is Beamer kind of said something to Mark Rowan behind home plate, and I don't know if they're going to make the move. Be interesting as Hyde hasn't fared too well, lefty on lefty matchup here, but a couple Butler pitchers kind of hanging at the bullpen door. We'll see if Blake Beamer, and he will go ahead and go to the bullpen, and he's going to give Mark Rowan another earful. So we'll see who comes in as the Hoyas have the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 6th, trailing by 3, 4-1. New pitcher on the hill for Butler. It's number 21, Clay Holsworth. Holsworth, 6'3", 210-pound senior out of Noblesville, Indiana. On the campaign, he comes in with an ERA of 7.65. Did not pitch the last 2 seasons. 0-2 this year with 15 appearances. 20 innings pitched. 17 earned runs, 22 runs overall, 8 walks, 15 strikeouts. Batters hitting .318 against him on the campaign.
For the Butler Bulldogs, Clay Holsworth.
So we'll see what Holsworth can do as Blake Beamer made the move. Again, 89 pitches for his starter, Corey Bosecker. And now we'll go righty against lefty against Jake Hyde. Another big shift by Butler here, as it'll be in there for strike 1. As Hyde will pop it up. Scott under it in left, and he will make the catch. Had a little trouble there at the end, but able to make the grab for out number 1. You can tell that Jake Hyde maybe had a little bit of trouble with that over-exaggerated shift that Butler's been employing. A couple balls hit last night that could have got through. Did not. So here comes Eze. Holsworth delivers as A takes low for ball 1. Big game for the Hoyas tonight. If they can pass by Seton Hall in winning percentage, that's in for a strike with a victory. Seton Hall with a loss earlier in walk-off fashion, extra inning walk-off fashion against UConn, fell to 7-7. Hoya is currently 8-7 in Big East play. Holsworth delivers. That's low. Count goes to 2-1. Villanova a winner. They move up to 7-9. St. John's hard luck loser with a blown lead in the ninth to fall to 3-10. 2-1. As they takes, that's a strike. And now Julius McDougal will come in. Tells Eze to stay there. Coach McDougal, great hitting coach for this Georgetown team. He was set to head off to Memphis, but had a change of heart, came back to the Hoyas, and Edwin Thompson so glad to keep him in the fold. 2-2. Eze hits it down to third base. Over to second for one. Over to first base is not in time as Eze turns on the Jets and avoids the double play, but Lopez retired at second, 5-4. There's Christian Ficca. Boy is down 3 here. Trying to get something going. Held in check by Bo Secker, the starter, and now Holsworth getting a pair of outs as he'll miss for ball 1. Kretschmar on deck. Of course, had the big game last night. Ficca takes. That's ball 2. Ficca hit by a pitch back in the second. He popped out to second base in the fourth. Throw over as a back. Is by far the best base stealer of the starters for the Hoyas. Came into the game at 15 for 16. Only caught stealing once this year. Ficca takes. That's up high for ball 3. Throw over and a little shuffle step back in by Eze. Wasn't off the bag.
Hey, stop it.
So 3-0 count to Christian Ficca. Clay Holsworth delivers, and he will miss the outside corner. So 4-pitch walk drawn by Ficca. And that'll bring up Austin Kretschmar.
Shortstop, number 9, Austin Kretschmar.
Kretschmar 3 for 4 last night. Has home run power, 7 on the season. 37 RBI coming into this one. As that breaking ball miss. Diacunto on deck. Right now, though, Boy is banking on number 9 to find some green grass. At least get Eze in. And he'll be on the outside corner. A quizzical look by Kretschmar. Back at home plate umpire Mark Rowan, who's kind of drawn the ire of both teams tonight. Seemingly more a Butler, at least when it comes to pitches. As he'll step off. Butler looking for their 3rd win in conference play, 10th of the season. Talked about it before. They've played much better in conference play. 1-1. And way out in front on the breaking ball is Kretschmar. Count goes 1-2. Hoyas in search of a big hit. Runner goes as Kretschmar hits it the other way. Will it hang up long enough for a play to be made? It'll end up foul, as I think it might have caught the fence on its way down, but just barely. Kretschmar stays alive. Long walk back, trying to gather his thoughts. Ficka going to cut across. He was really busting it. Got a 1-2 count. Ficka at first. Eze at second. Here's the pitch as Kretschmar will take, and that one a ball. Got away from Gray. Count goes to 2-2. Again, Diacunto on deck. Hoping for a chance this inning with some men on base. 2-2 pitch as Kretschmar will hit this one down to third base, and they're going to say it's a foul ball. Say it's a foul ball as I'll try to make a pretty smart play by kind of reaching out, having his foot on the bag, grabbing the ball, but Mark Rowan said it was in foul territory. So again, Kretschmar will head back to home plate. Runners will go back to their bases. Sunset here in D.C. Still some red out past left field. Lights have been on pretty much since the start of the game. 6:30 Eastern start time. The sun went down. It was a pretty warm day, and it's cooled off seemingly considerably. As Holsworth asks for a new ball. We'll do the 2-2 again. Here it is. As Kretschmar takes, and again it's a ball as Eze into third base. Blake Beamer out of the dugout to complain. And right now, I think as a rookie coach, this might be getting to him. I know he's trying to fight for his players, but you have to wonder, does that affect your guys? Can a coach dispute the calls like that? We'll see if Holsworth can get the pitch he needs right here. Runner goes as it's hit out to left field, but playable for Scott, and he will make the grab for the third out of the inning. So Hoyas strand 2. We're through 6 in D.C. It's still Butler 4, Georgetown 1.
Center fielder, number 12, Joey Urban.
Top of the lineup for Butler, Urban, DeRiggi, and Carter. Here in the top of the 7th inning, as Carson Fry on for another inning of work, and he's in there with a breaking ball for a strike. Fry a 1-2-3-6, so look to replicate that here. As way out in front is Urban for strike 2. Of course, DeRiggi's been the fly in the ointment today after an 0-for-4 night. Last night, he's got 3 singles, came around to score each time as it'll miss high and away. Last 2 times advanced on stolen bases to get himself in position to score. As a timeout called as a ball ended up on the field. Like some kids playing catch out there. I'll end up on the field. 1-2. That'll be hit foul as Diacunto makes the grab.
Touched it.
1-2. That's foul. One, two again, and swung on in the dirt. Have to throw it down to first base. They do. As Carpellotti to Ficca records out number one.
Shortstop. Number
Second
4,
strikeout for Fry.
Go Ricky.
And actually third strikeout of the game for Urban. Of course, he did have the double back in the third, came around to score. Here's the man of the hour so far for Butler. It's Carter DeRiggi. 3 singles, 3 runs scored. As he will take a strike from Carson Fry. That'll be in there for strike 2. Talked about it before. DeRiggi and Jake Bloss, former teammates at Lafayette. 0-2. And DeRiggi will poke it through. He's got a 4-hit night. 4 for 4 for Carter DeRiggi. As he has led the charge for the Butler Bulldogs in this one.
Right fielder, number 13, Xavier Carter.
Here's Xavier Carter, who struggled a bit tonight after 2 for 4 night last night. He's got some power, so Ryan will have to be careful. He delivers, and way out in front for strike 1. Carter currently hitting .253 and throw over to first base. Xavier with 11 RBI. He was trying to do a little too much beginning of the season, kind of coming into his own, playing more within himself as of late. So 1 pitch, breaking ball, is going to be hit out to center field. Playable for Walker, who will come in and make the catch for the second out of the inning. I'll bring in Scott Jones. Jones had an RBI single in the first to get Butler on the board.
Number 27, Scott Jones.
His 3rd hit of the series. Remember, game 3 tomorrow. 1 o'clock first pitch. And a throw over, as I think Fry might have been come up on the pitch clock there. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be hit down to third base. Diacunto fields, throws over, and picked. What a play at first base on the low throw by Christian Ficca. 3 up, 3 down. Excuse me. A single stranded as DeRiggi goes to 4 for 4 on the night. We're stretching in D.C. Hoya is trailing by 3, 4-1 to Butler.
Leading off here, Georgetown Warriors, third baseman, number 20.
Bottom three of the lineup scheduled for Georgetown. Diacunto, Walker, and Kahn. We'll see if Kahn hits or pinch hitter comes up for him. Clay Holsworth remains on the mound for the Bulldogs. He delivers, and that is low to Angelo for ball one. A little bit of movement in that Butler pen. Holsworth delivers. That is going to miss. So Diacunto up 2-0. Boy is looking for a rally here. As he'll pop this one up, it'll get out of play. As Gray was looking for it, couldn't find it. Congratulations again to the Georgetown men's lacrosse team, winning the Big East Tournament Championship for a fifth straight year. As Diacunto, big swing, a piece of that one, almost lost his helmet. So Holsworth comes right back, gets the count back to 2-2. Righty delivers, and that's bounce foul down the line. Georgetown's lacrosse team with a big win earlier, I believe 15-6 over Denver. 2-2. That's low. Diacunto worked a walk last time. Of course, that was the controversial one where home plate umpire Mark Rowan lost track of the count. 3-2. That's hit out to right field, but playable for Carter, who takes about 2 steps to his right, makes the grab for the first out of the inning.
Center fielder, number 42, Zaid Walker.
Here's Zaid Walker, trying to get something started. So kind of manufacture a run last time. Only one of the games so far for the Hoyas. Georgetown kind of seen their bats as of late go cold. Only scored 2 runs earlier this week against Towson. Had 3 last night. As he shows bunt, can't get it down. Now he's down 0-2. Against St. John's last weekend, scored 4 in the loss in the doubleheader, 6 in the nightcap in the win. And against Towson, only 2, 3 last night, and 3 in the midweek against Maryland last week. 0-2 pitch, misses outside. Really, for the Hoyas, have not scored more than 6 since that blowout win against Mount St. Mary's back on April 19th. 1-2. As Walker might have swung its ball too, and had to stay alive. You compare that to the weekend series back in the middle of April against Creighton. Hoyas scored 11 in that 15-11 shootout loss, then 8, then 13 against the Blue Jays. 1-2 pitch as Walker goes chasing up top for strike 3. So 2 quick outs for the Hoyas here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And pinch hitter coming up, going to be Marco Castillo for the freshman Jordan Kahn.
Now batting here, Georgetown Warriors, number 21, Marco Castillo.
That's the important thing for the Hoyas. It's this number 9 hitter. You can get on base. You get that dangerous top of the lineup up there. And things can turn around in a hurry, but that's going to be in for a strike. Holsworth delivers as Castillo takes for ball 1. Xavier and Creighton in the 7th. Musketeers up on the Blue Jays 4-1. 1-1. And a miss up high. And then Creighton lost pull the Hoyas closer to them if Georgetown could go ahead and get the win. 2-1 as Castillo skies it out to right field. And Carter makes the catch for out number 3. Hoyas again go 3 up, 3 down. We're through 7. Butler up on Georgetown 4-1.
Number 23, Colin All.
Another inning of work for Carson Fry as All, Gray, and O'Halloran scheduled hitters for Butler here in the top of the 8th inning. That's hit down to third base, and that's going to be a fair ball. Could be extra bases. Bad kick, and it's going to be extra bases. Now Kretschmar comes up, throws down, tag, and he is out at second base. Wow. Kicked away, and I thought Lopez had no shot at it, but Kretschmar got over there, made the play, and cuts down All for out number 1.
Gray.
So All with the hit, but he is out at second base on another great defensive play by Kretschmar. Swing and a miss. For strike 1. Here's the 0-1. For strike 2. Oh-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. Fry delivers. And he'll miss and get blocked by Carpellotti. One, two. That's in the dirt. So Fry trying to get Gray to bite. Can't do it. Two. That's low. So from 0-2 to 3-2, Gray working the count. Fry delivers, and that one's going to miss. So nice at the plate by Gray. Ends up working the walk. With one out here in the top of the 8th inning.
Right here, O'Halloran.
Hoy is trying to keep it right here. And with their lineup, one long ball can change this game around completely. That's going to be low. And now the Hoya bullpen starting to warm. get it going. And now George Capen's going to come out and have a quick talk, maybe let that bullpen warm up a little bit more. Final game of this series tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern start. Watch at the same place you're watching this one tonight. And finally, Mark Rowan will break this one up. So, Fry will stay out. Fry into his third inning of work. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss high. Fry with a pair of 3-inning appearances this year against UNCW earlier in the season. Got a save as he pitched 3 innings in that one. Against UConn 2 weekends ago. Pitched 3 2/3. Throw over. Back in time is Gray. Long wait. Fry delivers, and that's going to miss inside, and now Fry been on the mark really until Gray and had him down 0-2, then threw 4 straight balls, and now he's thrown 3 more. Fry delivers. That is in there for strike 1. Fry's 3-1. That's dribbled out to the pitcher. Carson's got time. Throws it over to first base in time to get the out. And
designated hitter, number 26.
An out call just to switch the ball out.
Parks.
So O'Halloran retired 1-3. And here comes Evan Parks, who came on as a pinch hitter for Galdoni back in the 6th. He grounded out to Eze. Tough play for Mike to make in that one, kind of on a short hop. And Butler with another runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss. Going to squib away from Carpellotti, but he gets there in time, and no advancement from the runner Gray. Big O having a little trouble behind the plate today. He's been very solid lately, but let one get through tonight. A couple balls have kind of squibbed away. He's been really kind of doing all the catching as of late. As that's going to be hit to Eze, knocked down by Mike. He'll keep it on the infield. Throw over, he throws it away. And that is going to bring in another run as Fry will just eat it. Boy, defense letting him down. Eze made the good stop. Might have taken it off his face. But tried to make the quick throw, and no chance for Ficka to get it. And another run in for Butler. Now makes it 5-1.
Second baseman, number 5, Jake DeVries.
And pitch and change coming for Georgetown. As Fry will head off, and Butler will look to keep it moving as they're up. Also a pinch hitter, a pinch runner coming on for Butler. We'll let you know who it is as we take a quick pause. Hoy is trailing at 5-1, trying to keep it right there here in the top of the 8th. So Keegan Connors will be your pinch runner while Kai Alexis is in for Georgetown on the mound, the freshman out of right here in Washington, D.C. Alexis currently with a 3.64 ERA. On the campaign's pitched 29 and 2/3 innings, 2-2 record, 1 save, 12 earned runs allowed, 8 walks, 26 strikeouts. He'll pitch to Jake DeFries. Alexis delivers, and it's fouled straight back. This is outside. One coming from Lexus. He delivers. That's fouled. Down the right field line. Just missed the Hoya dugout. So Lexus now has it to 1-2. Trying to get the out right here. And Hoyas will bring the top of the lineup to the plate in the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing by 4. Here it is. Hit to Eze at second. Mike makes the play and the throw for outs number 3. But another Hoya miscue leads to a Butler run. Head to the bottom of the 8th. Butler up on Georgetown, 5-1. Carpellotti, Lopez, and Hyde, scheduled hitters here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Georgetown. Well, he's trying to get their bats to come alive. Let's hit out to second base. Fielded by DeFries, and quick first out of the inning for Georgetown.
Left fielder, number 45, Lopez.
Remember, Georgetown plays tomorrow against Butler, then has a weekend off, and then they'll finish up at Xavier, their final series of the season, as that misses for a ball. One-0. As Ubaldo pops this one up. Third baseman all calling for it, and he makes the grab for the second out of the inning. So, Hoyas with a pair of extremely quick outs. And Jake Hyde will look to put a little bit of pressure on Holsworth. Got an arm going in the pen, but at this point, if you're Butler, let's just let Holsworth finish it off, as that's in for a strike. Holsworth came on in relief after starter Corey Bosecker walked his first batter as Hyde misses for strike 2. And is not allowed to run as that is popped up. All given chase. That is going to land and foul out of play. So now Hyde down 0-2. O2 pitch as Hyde rockets it, but foul as he pulled it off the netting just past the Hoya dugout. And that's a foul tip into the mitt as Gray holds on to it. Hoyas go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Coming back for the top of the 9th, Georgetown trailing by 4, Butler up 5-1.
Leading off for the Butler Bulldogs.
Top of the lineup for Butler here in the top of the 9th. Bulldogs trying to close out their 3rd conference victory. They'll have one more half inning to add some insurance. As they'll bring the top of the lineup up. Urban, Dorighi, and Carter. And so we got an equipment issue. Wristband problem. So Carplotti gets the correct one, and he comes back out. And I think Lexus might not be able to see what Carpolai's putting down, or at least can't get on the same page with him. So Dorighi up 2nd in this inning. He's already 4 for 4 tonight. I don't know what he did in his time at Lafayette. Don't have those stats easily accessible as Lexus misses outside for ball 1. Season high for hits Dorighi this year. Did have a 4-hit game against Villanova. 4 for 5 in that one. Scored 3 runs that day. 1-0. That's low. So Urban up in the count, 2-0. Here in the top of the 9th inning. Butler trying to add on, leading at 5-1. That's in for a strike. Two 2-1. That's low. Alexis delivers, and that misses way outside. So leadoff walk for Joey Urban here in the top of the ninth.
Number 4, Carter Dorighi.
Here comes Carter Dorighi. And a quick timeout. So Blake Beamer can chat it up with his base runner and his batter. And Dorighi, 4 for 4 on the day. And now George Capen's going to come out and talk to his pitcher. Again, game 3 of this series tomorrow. A 1 Eastern start. And the Hoyas will, next week, be pretty light as they'll take on Maryland Eastern Shore here at the Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. That'll be their final home game of the season. Then on the road the next day against George Washington on May the 10th. That'll be at Barcroft Park over in Arlington, just across the river. Then Hoyas off until the Tuesday after that, where they will play a matchup against the University of Cincinnati. A morning matchup, 11 a.m. on the 16th. And then it'll be a key 3-game set against Xavier. Georgetown will know what they have to work with. As things sort themselves out here in the Big East. Dorighi shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. Interesting call here. Maybe just a little bit of a bluff. Dorighi right now, again, 4 for 4 night. I think I just let him swing it, but obviously I'm just the announcer. 0-1. He pops it up, and Carpellotti can't get there. And Dorighi now down 0-2. So Dorighi now will try to reset himself. As he'll step back in, down 0-2 as Lexus looking to get Dorighi out for the first time tonight. Throw over, snap tag, and he's back in safely as Urban trying to keep him close. Lexus throws over, tag applied, and again, Urban back in safely. Oh, 2. That's fouled away. Actually, pretty lengthy game tonight, considering how somewhat dominant the pitchers were. Jake Bloss, who stood up to take the loss, struck out 12 in 5 innings of work. Well, Corey Bosecker, Butler starter, looking for his first ever collegiate win. Throw over, tag applied. Bosecker allowed just 1 hit. Did strand 3 Georgetown base runners, but boys did not put a lot of guys on. But looking like we might be headed for a 3-hour game in this one. Hit out to second base. 2-1. Over to first base is in time. So finally, Carter Dorighi retired on the 4 to 6 to 3 double play for Twin Kelly. So that'll bring up Xavier Carter. as Lexus comes home, and that's in there for a strike. Freshman Lexus delivers. That is popped up as DeAcunto gives chase. Been told that the reason the game time changed tonight, originally was a 5 o'clock game, got moved due to a championship game at the high school level. A few different leagues that use this field, so could have been any of them. Of course, Kai Lexus pitched in a few of those games himself as a pitcher here in D.C., and that's going to be fouled off. Lexus pitched at the former Woodrow Wilson High School in D.C. Now known as Jackson Reed High School. Name changed a few years ago. Here's your 0-2. That'll miss outside. Eze, Ficca, Kretschmar, your scheduled hitters for the Hoyas in the bottom of the 9th inning. Right now, Hoyas chasing 4. Lexus with a 1-2. Swung and miss for strike 3. Hoyas' last chance coming up. They need 4. 5 for the win. We'll see if they can get it as they trail Butler 5-1. New pitcher on the hill for Butler. It is Cole Graverson, the 5'10", left-handed junior out of Fishers, Indiana. Graverson comes in looking to close this one down for Butler. Not a save situation. Graverson on the season. 15 appearances, 2 starts. 2-4 record, 7.20 ERA, 30 innings pitched, 20 walks, 35 strikeouts, batters hitting .230 against him. No saves on the season. As Michael Eze will come up. Butler does have 5 saves on the year. So we'll see if Graverson gets in trouble, what will happen, but that'll miss. One-0 pitch. Eze takes it inside for ball 2. Fick on deck as Eze takes for ball 3. Eze shows and he takes. Put the bat out there. That looked inside. I know that's a lot of times teams do that, but showed the bunt, and Mark Rowan called a strike. 3-1. That'll miss inside, and now Eze on base with the walk.
First baseman, number 7, Christian Pickup.
So if you were wondering if Holsworth was going to be possible for him to stay on, now I don't know pitch count, but Holsworth's longest appearance this season was a 2 1/3 inning appearance against Central Connecticut State back earlier in March. As Ficka takes on the outside corner. That actually was early March against Central Connecticut State. A lot of 2s on the ledger. As of late, though, did pitch 2 innings against Creighton last weekend. Here's your 0-1. Ficka takes the breaking ball in for strike 2. Graverson delivers, and Ficka swings through it for strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Ficka. Actually reached base twice tonight. Here comes Kretschmar.
Number 9, Austin.
Kretschmar reached via a walk in the second, then flew out in the 4th and the 6th. As Kretschmar takes for a ball. Right now, pitchers in record in this one. As Kretschmar takes, change up for a strike. Right now, Bosecker will be your winning pitcher. Allowed just 1 hit and 1 run. It was unearned in 5 innings of work. As Kretschmar fouls this one off, he's down 1-2. Struck out 6. Walked 3, hit a batter. 89 pitches. Remember, that'll be Bosecker's first ever collegiate win. 0-7 last year, 0-7 this year. No record the 2 campaigns before that. Jake Bloss in line to take the loss as he struck out 12, but allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 of those earned over his 5 innings of work. As Kretschmar with a take, and it's a ball that evens up the count at 2-2. Bloss did give up some hits, but the defense also let him down. A couple of misplays that led to some Butler runs. 2-2. Kretschmar fisted out to left field. It's going to be caught as it hung up for Scott for the second out of the inning.
Third baseman, number 27, Angelo Tiacoto.
Xavier has beat Creighton. So Creighton falls to 9-5. While Xavier improves to 10-4. They remain a half game back of UConn for the top spot in the league. As Diacunto takes the ball. Villanova moved up tonight. Now 7-9. As that's in there for strike 1. Hoyas can't come back here. Villanova would be a game back. Hoyas would drop to 8-8. Diacunto takes for a ball. Seton Hall 7-7. Georgetown with a loss would be 8-8. So they would be tied by percentage points. Of course, Seton Hall with more games in hand. 2-1. That's in there for strike 2. Zaid Walker on deck, hoping for a chance as Diacunto hits it down the line, and that ball is going to get out of here. Shortest part of the ballpark. Angelo Diacunto sends one out, and the Hoyas continue to have life. It's now Butler 5, Georgetown 3. A little bit of a block view there, folks, and Scott had a shot at it, tried to rob it,
Center fielder.
but unable to get there, and he just gets over.
Walker.
So Diacunto puts the homer on the board, his first of the season. Now Walker at the plate as he will take for a strike. About 307 down that line, and he got it right where that fence juts out. And that's hit off the end of the bat to second base. To Freeze will underhand it, and he'll get Walker by a step to end the ball game.
Final score.
Butler wins it 5-3. Totals in this one as the Bulldogs 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 7 left on base. Georgetown 3 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors, and 5 left on base. Rubber match of the series tomorrow afternoon, 1 Eastern, first pitch. We'll see you then. For everyone who's brought you this broadcast, I'm Jeremy Huber saying so long from our nation's capital as the Hoyas fall to Butler.